People care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, it's a film about it.
Blake Lively hospitalized? Yeah, that happened. And it was in court, of all places. According to sources close to the situation, she collapsed right there in the middle of a legal battle involving Justin Baldoni. Paramedics rushed in, and she was taken to the hospital immediately. Now, what exactly led to this? That's the million-dollar question. Some say it was the stress of the case. Others are pointing to possible health concerns. Either way, it was serious enough to stop the proceedings right then and there. An insider familiar with the case suggested tensions were already high before she went down. Witnesses in the courtroom described the moment as shocking and chaotic, with people scrambling to help her. One source implied she looked unwell, even before entering the courtroom. But no one expected things to escalate like this. And here's where it gets even more interesting. A source close to the situation hinted that Blake had been under extreme pressure in recent weeks, both personally and professionally. Could this be burnout? Something more serious? There's no official word yet, but people are speculating. Hard. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni hasn't said much. His legal team, on the other hand, has been working overtime, pushing back against claims that his lawsuit had anything to do with Blake's condition. But let's be honest, whether directly or indirectly, this court battle clearly took a toll. Social media is already in a frenzy. Fans are sending well wishes, while others are asking some tough questions. Was she forced into this situation? Could this have been avoided? And why was she even there in the first place? Some are saying there's more to this lawsuit than meets the eye. And then there's the hospital situation. No leaks, no updates, nothing. Just radio silence. But if history tells us anything, the truth always finds its way out, one way or another. Meanwhile, legal experts are debating whether Blake's health scare could actually impact the case itself. Could it cause delays? Could it shift public perception? One attorney familiar with high-profile cases suggested this could even force an unexpected settlement. But nothing is certain yet. Now, people are digging into the lawsuit itself, trying to make sense of how Blake got involved. And let's just say, it's complicated. Whatever is going on between her and Baldoni, it's clear this situation is bigger than just legal papers. There's history here, and it's messy. Justin has just taken this fight straight to the internet. Remember when Friedman promised he'd go all out? Well, they've gone wild, launching an entire website dedicated to the case. It's got everything. Videos, legal documents, messages. Basically every single piece of evidence to back up their story. When Blake's team found out, they totally freaked out. They argued that this could unfairly sway public opinion. But Friedman had the perfect reply. Blake was the one who went running to the media first. Blake didn't waste any time going straight to the press, spilling everything, while Justin had only 12 hours to react before they dropped a bombshell article about him. So why is it okay for Blake to use the media, but not for Justin? It's clear as day. Blake is completely disconnected from reality, thinking the judge would just side with her because she's married to Ryan Reynolds. Ouch. That hit hard. And yup, the judge sided with Justin again. Another massive win for his team. But hold up. Blake wasn't ready to give up. She pulled one last move, begging the judge to let her choose who'd question her during her deposition. For anyone not familiar, a deposition is a legal interview where you're under oath. If you lie, it's game over in court. Clearly, Blake didn't want to face Friedman, knowing he wouldn't let her dodge anything. So, once again, Blake tried to convince the judge to let anyone but Friedman handle her deposition. The judge didn't hesitate for a second. Absolutely not, he shot back. Oh, it was glorious watching Blake's ego deflate in real time. No special treatment for her. She was stuck with whoever the court assigns. When the hearing wrapped up, it was crystal clear. Justin won, hands down. Every time Blake's team tried to fight back, they lost. Every attempt to control Friedman only made him stronger. And here's the plot twist. The judge made it official. Blake's $250 million lawsuit and Justin's $400 million countersuit would be merged into one case. No dragging it out. This was about to be one explosive showdown. Blake's team was clearly unprepared for what was coming next. And trust me, this is just the beginning. If this first round is anything to go by, Blake is in for the toughest fight of her life. Now, Blake has to ask herself the real question. Is this fight even worth it anymore? Let's be honest. This is way beyond bruised egos or what the public thinks. If she keeps going and loses, she could be staring down a devastating $400 million judgment. And that's not just a hit. It's a total wipeout of everything she and Ryan have worked for. We're talking about more than their combined net worth. Even with all their fame and success, they'd be financially wrecked. Ryan's worth about $350 million, and Blake's hanging around the lower end of the celeb wealth spectrum with $30 million. Hold up. Could it be that Justin was already planning this move before slamming them with that $400 million lawsuit? Justin might seem like the nice guy, but trust me, that's the kind of strategy his attorney Friedman would pull without hesitation. When I said Blake could be done for, I meant it. She had no idea what she was walking into when she started this whole mess. And speaking of Ryan Reynolds, let's talk about his role in all of this. Let's be real. No matter how supportive a husband is, even Ryan's gotta be sweating bullets at the thought of losing everything over this legal nightmare. If Blake loses, it's not just her career that's at risk. This could wipe out their entire empire. This isn't some small-time lawsuit they can brush off with a PR stunt and a few apologies. No, this is a financial catastrophe of epic proportions. We're talking about something so huge, they could be forced to sell assets, offload properties, and lose their spot as Hollywood's ultimate power couple. And here's the kicker. Hollywood may thrive on gossip and drama, but when it comes to a financial disaster like this, the industry never forgets. No matter how many blockbuster hits you've had, once the industry starts seeing you as a liability, you're done. Ryan must be losing sleep over this. And let's not kid ourselves. Public opinion is already starting to shift, and it's not in Blake's favor. Every single win Justin racks up in court is another blow to her credibility. Right now, Blake looks desperate, clinging to whatever she can while Justin just keeps collecting receipts. Hollywood respects power, and unfortunately for the Reynolds, that power is slipping away fast. If they don't change course, they could be facing full-blown exile from the industry.
That ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of 2 people maybe, and then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious. Right. Either you got the job or there's something wrong. Yeah. And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
Oh, what?
Oh no.
And then they went like, so what can we do?
He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. He's like, this is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh really? Because I just have 1 on my list.
Oh.
I didn't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burden. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, oh, think of someone, think of someone.
Right.
As for Blake, she's in deep trouble. Think about it. Who's going to want to work with her after this? Studios do not want this kind of baggage. Brands are going to run in the opposite direction, and no sane director or producer is going to take a risk by casting her in anything. Seriously, people will be too terrified to even breathe near her, afraid they'll get dragged into a lawsuit. Controversy isn't cute when it comes with a $400 million price tag attached. This isn't just a bad look. It's a career killer. And don't even get me started on the long-term fallout. Even if she somehow manages to settle, her reputation will be in tatters. But if she refuses to settle and loses, it's over. There's no coming back from a court ruling that brands you a liar and an extortionist in Hollywood. She's not just gambling with money. She's gambling with her entire legacy over a fight she might not even win. Now, Justin Baldoni, he can't back down. While some celebs might cave just to make the drama disappear, that's not how he plays it. His attorney made it crystal clear in a recent interview. Justin wants a clear, definitive ruling proving he's done nothing wrong. No deals, no mediation, no shortcuts. Friedman mentioned that Justin's currently in Hawaii with his family. But don't be fooled. This isn't some relaxing getaway like some might think. According to Friedman, there's no way someone facing serious allegations can truly unwind. Even with the storm raging around him, Justin's found the time to open his home to fire victims, showing the world just who he really is. On the other hand, Hollywood has been keeping its distance ever since all this drama started. And as a result, Justin has lost a lot of work. Right now, he doesn't even have an agent after being dropped by William Morris Endeavor. Sure, social media might be rallying behind him, but in Hollywood, he's pretty much a ghost. But Friedman made it clear. Justin's not playing dirty. He's not making petty shots, exploiting legal loopholes, or cracking jokes about the mess he's in. We all know who's doing that. Justin's team is focused on the truth, not on taking anyone down. Friedman revealed that the only reason he even took this case was because he thoroughly vetted Justin. He went through everything. The texts, the emails, the voice notes, every little detail. And in his words, the truth will come out. This may look like a losing battle, but Justin's standing tall. He's not just fighting for himself. He's fighting to prove he's a good person. So, even though Hollywood's basically blacklisted him, Justin and his team turned down mediation when it was offered in court. They're confident things will turn around. For Justin, it's all about regaining control. People-pleasing was out the door the moment he got tangled up with Blake. He's taking charge of the narrative by sticking to the facts and refusing to let the courts do all the heavy lifting for him. And the public? They're all in his corner, making it harder and harder for Blake to climb out of this mess. If she keeps fighting with no real leverage, she's only going to end up as a cautionary tale of someone who bit off way more than she could chew. And let's not forget, this is Hollywood. It loves a good redemption story, but only for those who know how to play their cards right. If Blake keeps pushing when the odds are stacked so high against her, she's going to be left with nothing but an empty hand. So, what's next? Well, now that the claims are officially in court, Blake's name through the dirt, and more L's for her legal team. At this point, we're watching one of the biggest falls in Hollywood history, live.